Yo, what it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Appreciate all of y'all tuning in to watch my videos again. For all of my motorcycles and all of my content, I appreciate it, all of you directly, because you are the ones that are watching it. Along with me, I do watch myself from time to time. I do like to watch myself. But anyway, I appreciate all of you watching my stuff because it does mean the world to me. All of your comments, the love, the hate, everything. I love it. So I appreciate all of you tuning back in. Now, let's get on with the shit. We're talking about why Ducatis are so great, but despite, they're still a kind of shiny piece of turd. It's almost like you just shined up, you know, a nice piece of turd here. But they do serve a lot of great purposes and stuff like that, and I really want to go into it because I talk a lot of shit about my Ducatis, a lot more than a lot of the Japanese bikes and the other European bikes, particularly the V4 and my 959. Here we obviously have my X Diablo for the ones that are not on this channel or just tuning in, and of course also my Hyper Motard I have stuffed here in the corner. Now, why I also think they're not the greatest bike for all applications. Well, they're one, ridiculously expensive. Now, one thing I have noticed with all of my Ducatis is that they obviously are significantly more expensive than pretty much all of my other motorcycles except my BMW. However, for the extra amount of money, you would expect that the quality control would be higher. And to me, I feel that it's much lower than a lot of the Japanese bikes. Even something on a lower tier level like my Gromskis here in the corner. Now, I kind of relate this to an analogy. Now, this is just my personal opinion. And I'm going to flip this around here for you guys. This is just my personal opinion. Now, I've been past mechanic, and I've worked on pretty much all kinds of vehicles. From Corvettes, sports cars, to your normal economy car, to a Prius, to a fancy motorcycle like a BMW, to an MV Agusta, to a Ducati, to a Harley, to an Indian. I've worked on them all. To me, they're all the same thing. They all operate the same way. They just obviously do have their little touches and stuff. But when you have some of the other bikes that are highly mass-produced, like this GSX-R and the other GSX-R in the corner, even the Yamaha R1M, and of course even the BMW over there in the corner, which is another European bike. But you still don't have the same type of finesse that these have. Now, when you work on, like, let's say a Honda Accord, and you see the nice fit and finish, and they be pumping out Honda Accords from the factory like it says, they'll just right off the assembly line. Boom, 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 right? And you pump those out, and pretty much every fit and finish on all of those cars is almost perfect. Now, you get some of them that come out of the factory that's a little fucked up here or there, that's, you know, built on a Friday, that had this area that wasn't completely attended to, and that one wasn't attended to. But for the most part, they're all perfectly fine. And then you have, let's say, like your Lamborghinis. Your Lamborghinis are all hand-built. Your Ferraris are all hand-built. Now, they look great when they're under the lights in the tunnel passing QC when they come out. And then you drive them, and then a couple hundred miles, this, that, whatever. Now, if any of you have been in a Lamborghini or Ferrari or stuff like that, which if you haven't, the interior quality sucks. It absolutely is horrible. Any of those fine exotic cars that are put together by hand, it's like the material and the craftsmanship that they use is horrible. But when you see it, it looks very pretty. Of course, even looks better under lights. So when you start to wear into the durability, and which I've noticed, almost anything that's done like robotically, obviously it's not going to be as unique as like a Ducati X Diablo or a Ferrari or anything like that. It's not going to look as good, for sure, because these definitely, the Lamborghinis and all of them, look better than your Camry. But when you get into the bikes that are mass-produced and consistently gone on and on and on and pumped out like this bike, they have like no problems. And I'm not just saying like the Suzuki doesn't have problems. I'm saying the Kawasaki's and the Ninjas and the Yamahas, they seem to have a lot less problems than all of these. And I'll tell you this right now, one of these bikes that I've had, just one Ducati, has had more problems than all of my other Japanese and European bikes combined. And then when you add in the other 3 Ducatis that I have, it's just like, come on, bro. It's just, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something all the time. It's a lot of little shit that I'm able to just obviously fix because I have that mechanical experience. But a lot of individuals don't have that experience or have the knowledge to do so or have the tools to do it. So they end up having to go to the dealer, and it becomes an annoyance. And a lot of Ducati owners, I think, really praise these bikes and the following. It's almost like a cult classic. It's like if you say something bad about them, they're like, oh my God, like it's like you're talking bad about God. Well, they're not God, and they are by far from the most perfect bike. So where I'm getting at with this, I feel like because a lot of this, even though this motorcycle is still a lot assembled on an assembly line, but it has obviously a lot more handheld parts that have been put into it on the assembly line. Hey, humans make mistakes, and forget to tighten bolts and other things like that, which a lot of bolts have come loose on all of the bikes. It doesn't have to be necessarily like the V4 or the Hyper Motard. A lot of them have come loose, and it's just an annoyance. The robots and stuff like that, when things get to seem to be tightened down robotically with CNC and laser and all that other stuff, it absolutely makes the world of a difference. And to me, I feel that's where Ducati's quality control falls short compared to a lot of the Japanese motorcycles. But the Japanese motorcycles, they just obviously don't have the best touch, the best look, or stuff like that that you may want to have with that exotic Ducati look. So you're going to give and take a little bit on the relationship. And this is obviously where Ducati excels. When you want your bike to look awesome and as good as this bike looks, because this bike looks hella good, and I still love the way it looks and everything, but you're going to pay for them looks. You're going to pay for that. You're going to have to put up with its bullshit. You're going to have to put up with it leaking oil out of the crankcase, valve covers leaking and stuff like that. Quick maintenance intervals, buying special sockets and stuff like that because they can't use a traditional style socket or any other traditional style bolts to do some of the other things for maintenance on these motorcycles. Again, as I mentioned, dealing with the maintenance intervals, dealing with the excessive vibration in the handlebars because of the high compression inside of the engine. Again, I'm not necessarily picking so much on Ducati right now for some of those things, but if you're going to buy one, make sure you're ready to put up with its bullshit. If you don't want any problems or anything like that, but you want to kind of be a little bit more plain Jane, walk over there and get you a CBR. Walk over and get you a ZX-10, a Ninja, this, that, whatever, whatever it may be, and you're probably going to be blending in with the crowd just a little bit more. You'll be just as fast, but you ain't going to have that exotic look. So there's a lot of other factors and stuff that also go into it on why I think the quality control slips. And I just really think that when you're paying a lot more for an instance of this bike, where a lot of the cracks and the crevices and stuff like that, I mean, hell, even the seats on how it moves and stuff, it's just not tight. Nothing is like, it almost seems like it's tight on this bike, where like everything is tight, like laser tight on this bike and laser tight on this bike. Hell, even laser tight on that bike, and damn for sure laser tight on the Gromsky. Not this, not these. Sometimes the seat clip comes undone, the handlebar clips come undone. I'm not going to sit here and say this is just a talk shit video of Ducatis. But I'm just saying we got to be prepared to really be able to put up with its bullshit when it does come up. And that's why they're so great, because they give you that uniqueness. And you want to be unique and step out in front of the crowd, make sure you get yourself a Ducati or like an MV Agusta or something like that, because you're not going to see a lot of them out. And probably a lot of that's because of the maintenance, but you're going to be unique. But again, if you want to be problemless, you should probably get yourself a Japanese bike. Now I'm gonna get a lot of flack over this video, and I don't care, but let me know what you guys think as Ducati owners, and it doesn't have to be particular to like a V4, a Hypermotard, or anything like that. I mean, it could be a Street Fighter, whatever it may be. Let me know what you guys think, and comment below. I'd really love to hear what you get, if you feel that, and share the same enthusiasm as me about this, because I feel also riding some of these bikes, and also, as I've mentioned a lot, an aggressive riding position, because it is pretty much a race bike with lights on it, doesn't also make it so enjoyable to be on the street. But when you see it on the street, you're gonna be like, damn, that shit look good. So anyway, so that's gonna wrap it up here for today's video. I hope you guys liked what you saw. Again, Facebook, Instagram at the Speedbug. Same name here as YouTube. And we'll catch you for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. And don't forget, let me know what y'all think about your Ducatis below. Peace.